lengthy agenda today, so I guess we'll turn it over to Ms. Roberts and Mr. Allen.
Viewing pleasure of council and those online, we have a brief presentation here respecting council strategic plan. So you'll note the staff report on today's agenda asks for consideration of adoption of council strategic plan for 2023 through 2026 for the remainder of council's term, as well as an endorsement of the water values drafted as created through the ongoing water summit series, and get into that briefly as well. So the strategic plan is comprised of a few parts: the vision, core values, shared values with our regional partners, as well as council priorities. And there was the theme, the tagline, if you will, stability and balance. And so we'll briefly go through these. The entire strategic plan is not copied into the presentation. The highlights are the strategic plan attached to the agenda. We did include one of the vision slides there this morning. So we have the vision in front of you. Presented to us by council as part of our ongoing integrations. And it's attached agenda. So the vision sets the stage for how you view the community, your time at the district speech out, and as councillors, as elected representative, mayor, and council, and how it blends into the core values, the shared values, priorities. And so the shared values with our regional partners, and it was important for council to build collaborative partnerships with governments and be respected and known by the provincial and federal governments and their ministries. And so by the foundation for doing that would be working together with Sechelt Nation, Sunshine Coast Regional District, and the town of Gibson's for shared values, decision-making, and particularly relating to improving the drinking water system. And so we can say that implementation of this has commenced and is ongoing, and we've been working with other local governments, notably through decisions on how to improve the water system. At staff level, we're working with local governments continuously on housing and transportation areas. And so these provide the framework and the background for council support for this type of work. And then now we've got the council priorities: effective growth, housing, community safety and well-being, ensuring financial balance, commitment to climate change, mitigation, adaptation, as well as the preservation of the natural environment. And finally, fostering the vibrant downtown core. And council will recall the number of sessions we had discussing these and coming to finer points of the specific wording, what it means to foster a vibrant downtown core and the various possibilities. And there's a lot to it, and these are exciting goals for council and for the organization, for staff to uphold and seek improvements on. And then also, as noted, the shared water vision. Well, it's not particular, especially attached to the strategic plan. It accompanies, and at this point, we're asking for endorsement. Is this something that council wants to use as part of the framework for decision making as it goes through ongoing discussions with the province, Sechelt Nation, SCRU, and Gibson's, relating to improving our water resource supply, managing demand, making strategic decisions? And it was created at Water Summits 2 and 3 through facilitated table discussions and presented equally to other parties, the nation, SCRU, Gibson's, and seeking council's reconfirmation of that shared water vision. So a brief presentation. Apologies for the lack of the vision, I was going to reach out. And Director Roberts, please.
Chair Water Vision, that will read the Great Pond Capital Strategic Plan Vision. Seashell is an inclusive, resilient, and economically vibrant community that leads in environmental stewardship and climate adaptation. We are grounded in community and our deep connection to the environment. We foster innovation and support safe and welcoming neighborhoods where everyone who lives here can make a living, find suitable housing, and get around easily and safely.
Thank you. So council, this is before us for there are many meetings and discussions that's before us for adoption. And it certainly entertain a motion and then any discussion. Moved and seconded, is that for one or both? For both. Both. Yeah, okay, discussion, please. Yes.
Through the chair, I'm just wondering if there's going to be for adoption, any discussion by the community, the neighborhood associations, et cetera, to get their feedback.
No,
on it.
no.
I'm just wondering in the past if that was done in the past. It's too bad Darren might be able to answer that.
Well, I should mention, Councillor Inkster is with us. Yeah. I'm not sure what time you joined, Councillor Inkster, but welcome. Can you hear us okay?
I can, yeah. Just at the beginning when Director Allen was speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you.
I had a question really compared to Darren in the past with the previous, Councillor Inkster. When you were doing strategic planning, was there a community input before it was adopted by council?
No, the vision plan, which led to the OCP changes, had an extensive community component that included community associations and the broader community through workshops, but the strategic plans were mainly done like we had done it. The only difference I remember was there was more 7 council members discussing. It was a little different this time with 7 council members discussing the issues with the administrator rather than we had more staff involved this time. So that would be the difference.
I could just follow up with a question too. I'm not sure how long the strategic plan has been required. I noticed it's not a legislative requirement. So it's just kind of like a traditional thing. I don't know how long that tradition is, so I just wonder if anybody knows or can speak to that, how long strategic planning has been required by local municipality.
Required?
Well,
I don't know.
well,
if
not
it's
required,
yeah.
but done, basically
Yeah.
seemingly required. If you talk to any administration, they seem to want one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, I think it's best practice in all organizations. Best practice in all organizations, to have a vision and strategic planning. So whether it's local government or a not-for-profit society or a business, stand to be corrected, but,
Last 25 years.
thank you. Yeah. So, Councillor Shepherd.
To the chair and perhaps a comment on Councilor Bottom's point. I did receive minor criticism, but comment someone at the East Portland Bay Community Association that yes, they would have wanted input into it. And what I replied to them was, we were already relatively late in the process. So we didn't want to take another 6 months to a year to gather proper input from all the community associations. And B, the vision statement and list of priorities that we put together really flow, I think, from the election. You know, the election was based on a lot of these issues. So to go back to the community associations, ask for more input, I think would have dragged out the process quite a bit longer. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add that, you know, this is not a one and done document necessarily. We can revisit this annually. You know, if the community associations want to provide input feedback into our strategic plan, then we can look at incorporating it next year or, you know, when we choose to do a revision.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Councillor Bell.
And so my comment to that would be that this is a document that is, should be in front of us all the time. And so that we bring it back to the table every 3 months and we talk about how we're doing in terms of our, you know, our progress and then look at it, whether we need to make some tweaks to it. The other thing is I think that strategic plans, and I'm speaking from a business perspective, are certainly an incredibly important document to help everyone get on the same page. It's very easy in a challenging environment to get pulled in different directions. And there's a lot of needs right now. So I think this really helps stay focused. Doesn't mean that we're not going to change the focus. And that will be a part of listening to the community and see what does come up. So I see this as a dynamic document and will always be open to feedback. And my hope is that we will be reporting back to the community on how we're doing on some of this as well.
Okay, very good.
If I could just follow up with that. So there's no thing that says we cannot have community involvement. We're just choosing not to. I mean, I know some community associations, they did inquire about it. They did express desire to have input. And so even to have a chance to review this as a draft, I think would be considerate, but hopefully they will get back to us anyway with comments. Hopefully they will come back to us and have ideas for measurable objectives, which is another thing I wanted to see come out of this strategic plan. I've had strategic planning in my title and my work life. So, and I'm also believe in participatory planning. So that's just, you know, definitely my way of evolving policy. I never feel you go wrong getting public input, but can use this as a document, get that feedback, incorporate it. Structurally, I think that would be what I would hope to see.
Thank you. Okay, somebody's hand is up. Councillor Inkster, your virtual hand is up, please.
Yeah, thank you. The strategic plan that's in front of us, I see it as a living document that will most likely be, now that we've been able to do it, at the front of our annual report next year, and should be attached to much of the information the district publishes, puts out. So I think it's a living document, and that we should, I mean, it's a roadmap, so we should be able to make adjustments if we need to over the next, I guess it's 3 years and a bit now. So the public engagement piece that I referenced and that Councillor McLaughlin's asking about, we have engaged the public on our budget last year and continuing, and that includes SCAF. So, and they have presented some ideas and or expenditure needs to our finance staff. So that's one opportunity to engage the public, as well as all the other opportunities that we give them. So if there's a piece we're missing other than engaging at SCAF, that would be good to hear, although this document, as I said, is mainly a council-driven document.
Thanks. I agree with you. It is a council document. I certainly think I've consulted with a lot of people in the community, and some of your remarks about this being in part based on the election. So I think we have a pretty good feeling, but we get a chance to course correct every day going forward. Yeah.
And I'm happy to field it or put it onto the ask that SCAF or the community associations at the next meeting of council in December. Table the document and try and get some feedback from them, if that would help council.
Okay, so you're volunteering to take that on?
Yes.
All right, because there's a whole lot of other stakeholders that we might want to do that with as well. So, in the interests of our agenda today, anything else, council? Not, I'll call the question.
Oh, sorry.
Was that
Sorry, John. Excuse me, Mayor Henderson. Did we want further comments on the water piece or just that we're happy with it? Is that kind of what you're looking for at this point? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to make a comment overall about this. I just think this is a really important statement in the terms of just really, really saying we are serious about collaboration. And I don't think that that's often put in writing. I think that people often say it, but they don't often put it in writing. And I think that certainly from the things that I've been hearing a lot from, minister meetings or whether it was our last conference, there's a lot of talk about collaboration from the ministers, provincial, federal governments, at the municipal levels, etc. So I think that this is a really good thing for us to have and to stand by. So I just want to comment on. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Councilor, yep, one opposed. Oh, two opposed?
No, follow up.
Okay, please.
I'm just wondering, given the comments from Councillor McLaughlin and Councillor Shepherd's offer, I'm wondering if we should make a formal recommendation that the District of Sechelt strategic plan be sent out to our community associations, the other Sunshine Coast local governments, SD46, and business organizations for information. Which I'm happy to move that. We'll see if anybody formally wants to second it.
Yeah, I'm good. Yep.
And was the other levels of government included in there as well? District gives
The other Sunshine Coast local governments.
good,
Yeah.
perfect.
Normally we do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that, the second,
Second.
yeah. All right, I think that's fine. I think it's want to celebrate it and promote it. Yeah. Okay. That's a resolution. Are we clear of what we're voting? Call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Councillor Gluckman opposed. Councillor Inkster, you were in favor?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
camera.
Send it. Yeah.
The room is very different, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
having to crane to see you.
Yeah, send
thanks.
it to the Girl Guides if they want it. It's a community document.
Yeah, all right. We'll take that as a friendly amendment. No, overall. Okay. Great. Anything else for this committee of the whole? Not, a motion to adjourn. Seconded, all in favor of adjournment? Carried. We are adjourned. Hello, Pam.
So I just have like some maybe suggestions for your next.
I don't think so. I think we're hoping it'll be back at the CMR.
Okay, because I was gonna suggest it. This way, that's like this. And I don't know, if people need technology and don't get it. But maybe if we're here, can you be on Zoom as well as be here? Because it's so much easier seeing you here and here and here and Councillor.
All being well,
You are well, I can hear you well, it's really,
Yeah.
not open. And but if you were on screen like Aaron, because you can hear him. And there's really not, it's such sounds.
Okay.
And that's that, which is based on,
will be.
if you guys could line up this way.
Yeah, we're
Because then
giving,
we could sit here and look at the screen also.
I agree. We tried different versions. We talked about different layouts and we tried this one. We're back here again. I guess we'll try a different one.